Hello, my name is Robert, and today I'm going to show you how to complete the square. So we're just going to jump right into it. We'll use the example right here of x squared plus 4x minus 9 equals 0. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up. So step number 1 is set up. Alright, and to do that, I'm going to move my 9 from the left side to the right side, and I'm going to go ahead and add my blanks, which I'll show you what that means here in half a second. So first things first, add 9. That's a 9, not a 4. And second of all, add the blanks. So here's what I mean by that. We're going to go x squared plus 4x plus blank, the 9's cross out, equals 9 plus blank. And the reasons for the blank is we're going to fill this blank right here on the left-hand side with something that will give us a quantity squared over here. And I'll show you what we mean as we go, but the goal is to get a perfect quantity squared on the left-hand side. The reason for the right-hand blank over here is because whatever's on the left also needs to be on the right so that we keep a balanced equation. Alright, the way we fill that blank is this little formula. B divided by 2 quantity squared. Alright, B divided by 2 quantity squared. Say it with me, you're going to have to memorize it. It is B divided by 2 quantity squared. Mr. Hunter's going to want you to know that. So, in this case, the B value is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So yes, we're going to fill this in with 4. And whatever we put on the left-hand side, we need to put on the right side. So the other blank, we also put a 4. Alright? So, step 1, we did the setup. Step 2 is b over 2 squared. Step 3 is factor. Alright, we're going to factor the left-hand side of the equation. In this case, remember, whatever multiplies to c, but adds up to b. So, two things that multiply to 4, but also add to 4 are 2 and 2. Whoa, it's the same number. Go figure, that was what we were aiming for. So, it is x plus 2 and x plus 2. Equals, and then on the right hand side, 9 plus 4 is 13. Alright? Now on this left hand side over here, instead of having 2 of the same thing multiplied itself, another way of writing something multiplied by itself is x plus 2 squared. Because if we square something, we're multiplying it by itself. Alright? Equals 13. Alright, and you're almost there. Now, completing the square, once at this point you've actually completed the square. But most of the time you're putting this in vertex form. Alright, and to do that we need to move the entire 13 back over. So we'll move the 13 back to the left. When we talk about conics, we'll leave the 13 where it is. But for the sake of argument right now, we're going to go ahead and put it back on the left so it looks like a true vertex form of a parabola. Alright? And now you have completed the square. Feel free to pause it if you want to write this down for a second. Okay, so we're moving to example number 2, and we'll jump in again. This one is x squared minus 10x plus 9 equals 0. Alright, and step 1, if you recall, is setup. So, step 1, we will set up. And we mean add your blanks and move your c value to the other side. So your c value in this case is 9. So we'll go minus 9 on both sides. And that'll leave us with x squared minus 10x plus blank. That's your first blank. We'll cross out the 9's because those go away. Equals negative 9 plus blank. Alright, so we've set up, we've got it ready, we've got our space on both sides to add whatever it is we need to add to complete the square. And then, so that's step 1. Step 2 is, what do we use for step 2? We're going to fill in the blanks. Remember the equation from last side? You're going to have to memorize it. It is b divided by 2 quantity squared. So in this case, what is b? It is negative 10. So negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. Negative 5 squared is positive 25. So we are going to add positive 25 to both sides. Go ahead and fill your blanks with positive 25. All right? So, step 3. Step 3 is factor. All right, step 1 was setup. I didn't write the up here. It's setup. Step 2 is b over 2 squared. Formula I have to memorize. Step 3 is to factor. So if we factor the left-hand side, remember what multiplies to c and adds up to b. In this case, it is negative 5 and negative 5. Again, it's the same thing. So x minus 5 and x minus 5 equals, then we'll go ahead and combine the two on the right over here. What is negative 9 plus 25? It is 16. All right. And then we'll go ahead and combine these two on the left. Instead of writing the same thing multiplied by itself, we can rewrite that as x minus 5 quantity squared. And to get in vertex form, we got to move the 16 back to the left-hand side, which we will go ahead and do. There will be times when we won't do that, but for the sake of just being consistent, let's go ahead and subtract 16 from both sides. So we're left with x minus 5 quantity squared minus 16 equals 0.